Ashijima was sitting at their lunch table across from Rion when he heard Tendao and Semi's bickering grow louder as they walked up to their table. "I've literally done it before." "Yeah, right." Semi scoffed, setting down his tray at the spot next to Rion's. Tendao, meanwhile, placed his food next to Ashijima's plate, plopping down in the seat next to him. "Hello, Tendao." Tendao turned to give him a wide grin. "Hi, Wakatoshi." Then he leaned forward onto the table, placing both of his hands down flat on its surface. "Rion, you have to tell Semi that I win. He doesn't believe that I can fit 14 strawberries in my mouth at once." Rion shrugged as he took a bite of his apple. "It's true. I've seen him do it. See? I told you, Semi." "No." The setter shook his head, crossing his arms. "I still don't buy it. Were these just baby strawberries or something?" "No. They were full-grown adult strawberries, swear on my life." "Well, to be honest, they were probably more like prepubescent strawberries, if we're being exact." Rion. "See? I knew it wasn't possible." "It so is." "Sure, maybe with your little toddler strawberries." "No, I swear I can do it." Tendao spun his head around to look at Ashijima. "Wakatoshi-kun, you believe me, right?" Ashijima's expression remained neutral. 14 strawberries is a lot of strawberries, Tendao. "Wakatoshi. You're my best friend. You're supposed to be on my side." But Ashijima simply shrugged. "It is a factual statement, Tendao." The middle blocker shook his head as Semi snickered from across the table. "Fine. I guess I'll just have to show you all then." Reaching forward, Tendao started grabbing strawberries off of his tray and popping them into his mouth. "Oh god, Tendao. Please don't choke. That's only 7 so far." "Hey, don't encourage him. I'm just holding him accountable." "Oh yeah, I'm sure that'll make a great line for his tombstone. Well, at least he didn't cheat." "You're at 9, Tendao." Ashijima, meanwhile, was too mesmerized by watching Tendao's long fingers pluck the fruits off of his plate and then drop them into his mouth to join into the conversation. "That's 12. Some strawberry juice ran down Tendao's wrist, and Ashijima studied its path across Tendao's pale skin carefully. "Wow. It was pretty," Ashijima decided. His gaze followed Tendao's hand as he placed another fruit in his mouth, his lips growing pinker. Tendao was pretty. "Okay, wait, that can't count. If it's not fully in his mouth, then he can't fit all of them." "I don't know, Semi. Most of it isn't though." "Fine. Ashijima's the tiebreaker vote then. Does it pass?" The table looked over at Ashijima expectantly. The ace's eyes, however, remained focused on Tendao, who had turned to face Ashijima, his cheeks bulging. "Toshi?" The middle blocker's garbled words were barely intelligible through all the fruit, and Ashijima stared into his brown irises for another long moment. "Hello?" To Ashijima. After another prolonged second of silence, Ashijima began to speak, his expression remaining neutral and his eye contact unwavering. "Tendao. MHM? I think I want to kiss you." Rion's apple clattered onto the table. Tendao's eyes went wide, his jiggling knee freezing, but Ashijima's voice remained steady. "May I?" Tendao didn't respond for a long moment, his eyes wide. Ashijima's focus remained on Tendao as he waited for a reply, and Tendao blinked once before starting to nod slowly, his cheeks still bulging with the fruit. "Thank you." His eyelashes fluttering shut, Ashijima leaned forward and pressed his mouth against the middle blockers. After a moment, Ashijima pulled back a couple of inches to study Tendao's lips. His eyebrows furrowed. Rion and Semi watched with round eyes as, leaning in again, Ashijima bit off the tip of the strawberry that had been poking out of Tendao's mouth. Did he really just? Yes. Yes he did. Ashijima swallowed the piece, turning to look at Rion and Semi. Tendao simply stared at him, his cheeks still bulging with the other strawberries. "I think it counts." There was a long beat of silence where nobody spoke. Then, grinning, Tendao started to giggle from beside him, chewing furiously so that he could speak. "See, Semi, I told you I could do it." Hi. The setter just gaped at him. Really? That's what you want to talk about right now? But Tendao only giggled again as he turned his head to grin at Ashijima. Do you believe me now, Wakatoshi-kun? His eyes were bright, and there were still some flecks of strawberries caught in the middle blocker's teeth. The ace's lips turned upwards. Yes, Tendao. I believe you now. The redhead's smile widened as he laughed happily and wrapped his arms around Ashijima's neck, pulling the captain's shoulder towards his chin. Semi and Rion just gaped at them. Wow. Okay. Wow. Horizontal ellipsis. So are we not going to talk about what just happened? Tendao ignored them, instead leaning up to press a kiss to Ashijima's cheek. When he pulled away, his smile had grown. Your face tastes like strawberries, Wakatoshi-kun. I think that's just your lips, Tendao. Yeah, maybe. But I'm usually right about things. Tendao rested his head on the ace's shoulder, turning to shoot a grin at the two other gaping third years. See? Told you I would win, Semi. The end.